All right, everybody, we are running just on time this morning so far. So I'm going to bring on our next speaker here. So give me a second. Hey, James, how are you? Oh, I can't hear you. Okay.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
My apologies. When you switch, as you know, probably when you switch sometimes from one, whether it be to Teams to Zoom or whatever, uh,
Yeah.
your computer's nice enough to switch microphones and not tell you.
Oh, yeah. I could hear like a wind blowing in the background on a microphone, but not your real microphone. So, yeah, man, welcome. I appreciate it. I didn't even want to say your last name because I didn't want to mess that up. So please tell us that so everybody knows.
Yeah, Smith. You pronounce that. It's pronounced Gueltzow. It's a pretty tough name for takeout food, so I don't blame you if you're not trying.
Yeah. You might as well just go with Smith. I'll make it easier for you. All right. Well, hey, do you have a presentation you want to
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead and present there at the bottom, and then I'll get that added in, to the live.
Do I just drop it in there, Mitch?
Just go down the bottom there where it says present,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and then you'll have slides and PDFs or screen share, whichever is easiest for you.
Perfect. Sorry about that, Mitch. When you have a lot opened, I guess you have a lot to choose from on this menu and which one to share.
Oh yeah. If you got like a PowerPoint, it's easier just to use the slides and PDF option. Because share screen sometimes, like you said, can be a little cumbersome.
Perfect. Slides and PDFs. Okay.
And then you just select your computer and then pull it up the file that way.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Sorry for the delay.
Yep. Oh no, you're fine. You are fine. So where are you at?
I'm currently in Rhode Island.
Okay.
And it's okay weather today. We're pretty happy. It's like 40 something degrees. So for us, that's not bad for March. It's been worse.
Right, yeah.
I think you probably live some of that in Iowa, don't you? Don't you guys have some interesting weather?
Yeah, oh yeah. We had been pretty nice, 40s and 50s, and which is really odd for this time of year. And then we just had like a dusting of snow and about 60-mile-an-hour winds yesterday. So that was cold in the 30s, and now it's about 23. And next week is supposed to be 68. So I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Spring is coming, and it seems to be earlier than normal. So
yeah, fair enough. All right, I think I've got this moved over now where I can grab it. Again, I apologize. I'm used to
no, you're fine.
Just kind of sharing a screen.
Yeah, Steve said he was born in Warwick.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, that's I'm down in Westerly. I mean, Rhode Island's, you can drive the state in an hour or less, so it's not like we're
yeah. If you're from Rhode Island, you're probably close to where you're from.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It takes 4 hours to drive from one side to the other to Iowa here, so
yeah, it takes 60 minutes roughly to go 95 from border to border in Rhode Island. It's probably going to take less time to drive Rhode Island than it is to me to share this presentation the way I'm going. So I promise I'm going to get there.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
So if you're from Rhode Island, you're neighbors. That's pretty much how it is, huh?
Yeah, pretty darn close. Like, people in Texas probably go further to get their mail than,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even remember what people say. You can drive 8 hours in Texas and still be in Texas.
Yeah. Hey, how are you finding the market so far, Mitch? Are you feeling it come alive in
Yeah, I mean, being in Iowa, obviously winter is rough, for people. So I don't think it's popped quite yet. Rates are bouncing around. So, I think it's close, for a lot of people.
Yep. Good. We're seeing it too. I mean, we see it across the board from our own pipeline and our partners that it is starting to pick up and people are coming out of the Q1 ether, as I call it. All right.
Steve says he loves the Mantanuk Oyster Bar in Westerly.
Matunic Oyster Bar. That place is, yeah. Tell Steve I'll meet him there anytime he wants. Be a great reason.
There you go, Steve. Now there we go. We just talked about making connections, and you never know where they'll lead. And now you can meet Jamie and Steve can meet there at the Oyster Bar, and who knows what'll come from it.
Yep. Hey, Mitch, this says it's processing and uploading, so hopefully it is.
Okay.
In the spirit of time, I'll kind of brush through the intro slides now as it does that. First of all, thanks again to yourself and the crowd for joining today. Jamie Gueltzow, as the last name, as you see, is not easy, with American Heritage Lending. Should I just start going, Mitch? Is that cool?
Yep. There you go. You're ready.
Awesome. We are a full-service non-QM lender, and we're just here to tell today, as Mitch talked about, try to help you find some more loans, originate more loans, as we call it. So we're hoping that you glean some tips and tricks here. This is stuff, I've been in this business a long time. I've learned this stuff from others. This isn't me just thinking I'm smart. I'm pretty sure I'm not, but I've been able to work with some really great people and great producers in my career throughout both countries, wholesale, retail, A-paper, non-agency, whatever. I've learned a lot from them. So I'm hoping you can glean some of that today as well. Real quickly, American Heritage Lending. We're basically, again, a non-QM lender. I won't bore you with that. Nationwide, full service. We underwrite our own paper. Our stuff is securitized, with our partner. So we make common sense exceptions daily. Probably 38 to 42% of our business is an exception each month. And you'll also see some of that flexibility reflected in our guidelines. So we've got a great team, one of the better portals in non-QM. We're very offensive minded and service first company. So glad to partner up with anybody here. You can see we're covered in 48 out of 50 states. Business purpose loans only in New York, Hawaii, Alaska, Missouri. Have a full TRID license in the great state of Massachusetts. Go Red Sox. No offense, anybody. So let's dive into finding some more loans. Originate more loans as a certified divorce lending professional or a CDLP. My guess is many people here have never heard of the CDLP or are familiar with it or have it. But it's a great designation. Basically, a certified divorce lending professional has some extra expertise in dealing with sticky situations, creative financing. The unfortunate reality is, folks, that, and this slide I'll show you, over half the divorces, marriages in the U.S. end in divorce. It's an unfortunate thing. But what people don't realize is 2/3 of all divorces include some kind of real property or real estate. So you just think of that, right? You've got all those households every year that, due to unfortunate circumstances, probably need some kind of mortgage financing. Okay. Somebody might be leaving the house. So the spouse that's staying needs a refi. Maybe the spouse that's leaving needs a purchase. Maybe they're selling the house and they both need new purchases. But I think you can see where this is going, that, again, due to unfortunate circumstances, there's a lot of loans that are produced every year from divorces. Becoming a CDLP, you can do this online. There's a few different organizations such as this. This is just one I'm familiar with. Again, I learned this from a great originator that self-originates over $50 million a year in production. But it's not hard to become a CDLP. So, what ways to enter this market if you gain this designation? Clearly, you want to partner with divorce professionals. You can offer specialized products and services such as bridge loans, online marketing to, divorce support groups, etc. These are sometimes very touchy subjects. I'll just give you a quick example that we had. It was a divorce. It was amicable. But the reality is, as you all know better than I, in agency world, you need 6 months of proof of receipt to use alimony or child support for income. So we had a case where amicable divorce, one spouse wanted to buy a new house for themselves and the child. They had 3 months of support payments at the time in alimony. By the time we closed, they would have 4 months, but not 6. All documentation was there. The ex-spouse wanted to cooperate, And what really made this story compelling was in this neighborhood, there wasn't a lot of houses, and they really needed to get a house bought so the child could stay in the same school system. You think of the poor kid in this situation. The parents are going through a divorce. Now they have to change schools, all because of a 2-month gap in an underwriting guideline. You have both parties that are willing and able to make payments and want to help. So we made the exception in this case to take 4 months of alimony and support payments, use that as income. And of course, that person was able to get into the house. So hopefully that illustrates the need for some of these things. This isn't just about earning commission. You can actually help people. You can really help people in tough situations. Whoops, pardon me. Again, some of the ways we can help, if you go out and get your CDLP and you in fact call on some of these groups. I just touched on the income gap or the alimony gap, pardon me. Again, you might have a spouse that has not had to work for a couple of years and now they're back in the workforce for only a few months. We can look at those situations case by case if it makes sense. Perhaps, again, the spouse hasn't worked, but they've received substantial assets in the divorce proceedings. Perhaps an asset depletion loan can help them get into that new house. So just to rewind this one segment, certified divorce lending professionals are a great, great designation to have. They truly help people in tough situations. And if you have resources with lenders, such as American Heritage, of course, and others, that you have some outside the box solutions for people in tough situations, you'll help them. And of course, you'll probably see more business down the road. Everything we'll show you here today in this presentation is meant to not only help you find and originate more loans, but also in avenues that'll keep giving referrals. So we're going to move on. How to originate more loans with foreign nationals. Some folks are doing some foreign national business. Some aren't. Let's just put on display, and these stats, get a little dated. We don't have full 24 stats, unfortunately. But what you'll see here is this is a very large market. There's a lot of foreign national buyers every year in the U.S. Over $50 billion in real estate purchased. Not all of them were cash, okay? You could see they're pretty nice loan sizes. I think most originators on this call, their commission is based somewhat off the loan size. These aren't small loans, folks. These are big loans, and the borrowers are often really great borrowers. Why would foreign nationals want to buy in the U.S.? Traditionally, U.S. has a pro-growth agenda, so it's a great investment. Property rights. If you've ever looked at buying property outside of the U.S., we take things for granted here with all our title insurances, etc. It's not always that easy in other countries for foreign nationals to safely own real estate and have their deed protected. We mentioned appreciation. It's a great investment, and exchange rates sometimes. So there's a myriad of reasons why foreign nationals have interest in U.S. real estate. You can see where these folks come from, some of the biggest buyers in that same time frame. Of course, Chinese folks, Canadians, love, of course, properties in Florida. They get out of the cold weather. Folks in Mexico, India, and Colombia. Those were somewhat interesting to me. So where can you find some of these loans? Well, if you're familiar with NAREP, it's a great organization, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. NAREP's mission, of course, primarily is to help promote home ownership in the U.S. For people that are living here. But what do we just see from some of those slides? Foreign national buyers come from all over, including countries in South America. So there's probably plenty of contacts here that could help find foreign national buyers. ARIA, another great group, the Asian Real Estate Association of America. Worked with these folks myself in the past in Boston. Very well structured, chapters throughout the country, very affordable to join. And if you can get in with these folks and network with them, they love to refer business within their own organization. So again, there's a huge foreign national market that we just saw. These are really cheap ways to try to enter that network. Do your job, work the network, go to events. There's not a huge investment there. How can we help once you've gone to these events and worked this market? In a lot of ways. We know foreign national lending very well. We're up to 75 LTV on a purchase. We can take multiple types of income because we don't just do investment properties. We also do foreign national second homes. loans up to $3 million, all collateral types accepted. We also understand foreign national lending. Remember, I said we underwrite our own guidelines. We've got great credit people in-house. So we understand, for example, that in China, the most that a citizen can take out of the country in any given year is $50,000. So if we're doing $1 million condo purchase in Boston at 75 LTV, we're getting 10 gift letters or something. We understand that. We understand the market. Then the nice caveat for our program is no visas required on investment properties, just a valid passport. So again, huge market, over $50 billion in sales, some great groups that support these borrowers that you can network with. And by partnering with American Heritage and others, you can offer some really nice products to help you win business and just keep getting referrals. Again, we take all income types. I won't bore you with this. It's not boring, but I know we have time, and I blew it with technology challenges. So, but we do offer all income types on foreign nationals. All right, originate more loans with condos and condotels, particularly non-warrantable condos. Condos is an expanding market. Again, I'm Northeast. Boston's my backyard. There's any given time 7, 10, 12 cranes in the sky building new buildings in Boston. So condos are attractive in many markets. There are affordable entry points for first-time home buyers. There's conveniences if you work in a city or if you're retired. There's conveniences with amenities, lack of maintenance. You don't have to mow the lawn, all those things. And let's call it what it is. In some markets, there's a shortage of single-family inventory. So the condo market is not always, but it is growing nicely due to a lack of inventory in many markets. You can have a copy of this presentation, but you'll see some of the hotter markets, New York, Austin, Texas, etc. Anything along the coast generally has a lot of condos. Securing condo financing is getting a little tougher, as you know. We had the tower collapse in Florida a few years ago. Fannie and Freddie have new guidelines. Some condo questionnaires are lengthy. And if this is a purchase in particular, the sellers don't always want to wait. So partnering with a lender that specializes in non-warrantable condos and understands condos is really a key to helping you grow this business. So how do you find some of this condo business? So what we've done in the past is, with folks I've worked with, we just went into a market. So in this case, we went into Florida. We started looking for houses or complexes that we thought would be non-warrantable. Okay, so we're trying to appeal to real estate agents who are selling condos that don't qualify for traditional financing. So their borrowers can't go to Bank of America or Chase. They need help from originators and brokers and independent mortgage bankers, etc. And you can see this. We did some work. We found out this is a non-warrantable condo. And look what's right there. You've got the listing agent. You've got their name. You've got their number. This is a decent sized loan. Nice looking project. I would just be calling Miss Marifer. Talk about tough names. I should hang out with her. And I'd just be asking her, hey, this is a really beautiful complex you got here. Looks like a nice place to hang out for sure for the weekend. Do you have trouble financing this place? Is the complex non-warrantable? Is there anything I could help with? I work with lenders that really have great condo offerings, etc. This is a condotel lead. And honestly, this is like a layup. This is probably a little dated, but think of what we did here. We just went into Google and we typed in condotels for sale in Florida. And look what popped up. Now, again, everybody on this call, for the most part, gets, I think, a piece of the loan size, right? So there's a $1.8 million purchase condotel. Nice. Look at the water. It's gorgeous. What do we know about condotels? Well, they're a little tougher to finance. They're not going to go Fannie or Freddie or Govy, right? So we go 75 LTV in a condotel. That's a $1.2 million loan right there, waiting to happen. By calling this agent, Jill, and saying, beautiful place. Love to come out and hang out there if I could. But more importantly, your borrowers need help financing that thing. So there's a huge condo market. It might be easier to hunt for some of these things than you realize if you just, put aside a little time and think of, what am I looking for here? And go, again, condos are prevalent on the coasts. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. Think outside the box when looking for condo business. Contact HOAs. A good responsible HOA knows if their tenants, or pardon me, not tenants, their owners, their ownership group is having trouble getting financing, or if buyers have trouble getting financing. Maybe somebody wanted to refi their mortgage and they couldn't because it's not warrantable. So you might get leads from there. Identify opportunity zones within your local markets. So again, I mentioned Boston. Boston's unique. It has 33 colleges. Well, guess what happens? You have wealthy foreign nationals who have students in those colleges, and they buy condos for the student to live in. Second home condo, foreign national, boom. Professional zones. Think of places like Silicon Valley, places that are high medical professionals. A lot of opportunity there, folks, for condos, non-worthable condos, and condotels. We've got great programs for condos. We're up to 75 LTV, 80 case by case on non-warrantable. Condotels were 75 DSCR and up to 85 on second homes. All occupancy types allowed, foreign nationals allowed, all income types allowed. What's nice about us, again, with condos is we underwrite them in-house. So if we have people here that are operating in Florida or on the coasts and you're having insurance issues with condos, please listen, because we are doing things like actual cash value on the roof instead of guaranteed replacement cost. We're doing things like higher deductibles on the HOA. We're doing litigation. We can pre-approve a condo project for you. So we work with a partner in Florida who we pre-approved a Westin Condotel project with them. They in turn got the exclusive with the realtor and the builder. Together, we pulled 15 units out of phase 1 and 12 units out of phase 2. So please, if you do condos or want to grow your condo business and you feel like you're missing a tool or a niche or an angle to get in the door with builders and developers of condos, please reach out to us. We have tools that can help you, private label marketing. We can present alongside of you. We won't take your loan. Hopefully we can help you with it if you do get it. Real quick, here's a recently funded condo deal. I talked about actual cash value on the roof. 75 purchase, DSCR. Most lenders are kicking that out. We did the deal. The HOA had good reserves. Life expectancy of the roof was over 10 years. And we had a good DSCR ratio. So there's a live example of something we did that probably a lot of folks wouldn't lend on. All right, I'm going to move it along, Mitch. I know we're getting late. Working both sides of the contract. I love this piece. I learned this from an originator I worked with at a bank. He was doing 50 plus million a year, trying to get to 100. Okay. So I learned this from him. Listen, most real estate transactions involve realtors. Here's the obligatory stats. I won't waste time because we're running out. They also involve attorneys, most real estate purchases. In some states, it's mandatory, like Connecticut, for example. So you see the obligatory stats there about how many attorneys are involved each year in purchases. Here's what I learned from this originator. He was a high-powered originator. He was busy. He didn't want to stop. I understand. We asked him to do a pipeline review once a week. At first, he didn't want to because he's too busy, but he bought into it. So he'd do the pipeline review in the morning with his processor. He would then, of course, go and call the borrower and give them an update. He would then call the buyer's agent and give them an update. So that went well. He started building a rapport with the buyer's agent now. Like every week, he's getting a quick update. Maybe there's other buyers. What he did after a few weeks, though, was really interesting. He called the seller's agent and gave them an update. Nobody ever calls the seller's agent. Now, the seller's agent is waiting on this deal to close like everybody else. That's their commission check. But because of privacy laws, they can't know much of what's going on in the transaction. And this LO couldn't tell them, private information, but he could let them know, hey, file's moving along. Hey, I think we'll meet the closing date. Hey, the appraisal's been done. The seller's agent was so grateful because nobody ever called them that guess what happened? They now wanted to do business with this loan officer. And so he just ran with that. And now he's calling on every purchase contract. He's calling, you think about this, right? You've got the seller's attorney. So now he's calling the seller's attorney. They always didn't care, but some did. Hey, your deal's moving along. Everything's great. Just wanted you to know. If the conversation led somewhere, what's he now doing? He's pitching himself. Oh, you do a lot of real estate transactions, Attorney Smith? No kidding. Do you happen to deal with divorces? Oh, you do? Because I have this unique designation called a CDLP. I specialize in divorce financing. It can be tough. Yeah. Do you do any foreign national lend? so on and so forth. Nobody calls those folks, right? So here you have it. On every purchase contract, there's gold that people don't realize, okay? The seller's attorney's information is right there. The buyer's attorney's information is right there. You probably talked to them already just to give them updates, but it's there, right? Just as importantly, the selling agent information is right there for you. When I tell you there's gold in every purchase contract, I'm not lying to you. I would almost challenge every originator on this, whoever's on here now, go back on your last 12 months of business, go into your LOS, Encompass, Point, whatever you use, pull up any purchase deal in the last 12 months and pull up the purchase contract. I promise you'll find new leads today that you can call people that are involved in real estate. And you might have something to offer them, right? Because if it's a realtor, you can offer things like a bridge loan that nobody else probably has. Realtors love bridge loans. We have a great one, up to 70 or 75 LTV on the departing residents. We pay off the first, give them the cash out for the new house. Guess what? It's a deferred payment for 12 months. They don't have to make a payment on it. By the time the house sells, there's no payment. If they want, and you can do it as a standalone. If they want to go agency, good for you. If you need help on the second loan, we can help. And guess what? If we do the second loan, we take the other payment out of the debt ratio. So in every purchase contract, if you weave everything we just went through together, on every purchase contract, there's gold of realtors and attorneys. And if you call them, you could talk about niche products. You don't just have FHA and VA, which are great products. You don't just have 97 Freddies or whatever, which are great products. No, you've got bridge loans. You've got loans for folks going through divorces. You've got loans for foreign national borrowers. You've got different stuff. So in every purchase contract, there's gold. Mitch, I'm trying to keep it on time, buddy. So, you tell me. But so happy you're here. Thank you for the time. One last caveat. We have a great thing, Mitch. We call it stacking. We allow you to finance the broker fee or the realtor fee into the loan. So real quick, here's what I mean. Let's just say you have a $500,000 purchase, 80 LTV, bank statement, just vanilla loan, $400,000 loan amount. And for easy math, for my sake, let's say you want to make 2 points, or $8,000. Well, normally your borrower is probably going to bring the $8,000 to the table. So they brought $100,000 down, impounds, escrows, attorneys, U-Hauls, wife wants a new couch, etc., plus your $8,000. What we're saying is make the loan amount $408. Finance your fee to alleviate cash pain. And even though the LTV is 81.4, guess what? Your pricing stays at 80. So we have this unique feature to stack fees, and you can use them for broker fee, lender discount, or realtor. So I think that wraps it up, Mitch. I don't want to go over my time limit. I'm a first timer, so I want to get invited back.
No, you're actually good. You got you still have a few minutes here, so we can definitely answer any questions that anybody would have. Bart did ask if you're signed up with Edge Home Finance, and someone already answered that, said yes. So that's good. Anybody else have any questions or want to know if your company's already set up with James? I mean, now's your time. We still got a few minutes here to answer questions for you. And make sure you take down James' information. He's easiest to find on LinkedIn as well. So if you're on LinkedIn, go friend him over there, and your best chance to reach him. And of course, his email and everything is right there in the presentation.
That fun last name. Mitch, I really appreciate you bringing us into this. It's our first time, as you know, but love what you're doing. If everybody originates more loans, we as an industry win. There's plenty to go around, and it's worse years. This is still, a couple $1 trillion a year game. So that's the premise of what we try to do with the Originate More series is, we don't throw matrices up there and just sit there and talk about ourselves. We try to show everybody, all the loan officers, maybe a group of borrowers they weren't aware of, why it's a valuable or viable group to go after, where you might find some of those borrowers, and of course, after that, how we could potentially help. So
yeah, absolutely. It's always good to have other options because, in our industry, it's been so up and down. It's good to be able to have other options and go after different, sections of the industry. So you're not kind of just stuck and know, reverse mortgages is obviously another one that people are getting into a little bit more now.
Sure.
So the divorce attorney thing is great. I mean, I've had quite a few people talk on that of, going out and finding divorce attorneys, because there's typically always 2 transactions minimal in every divorce. You got someone refinancing the home so they can put it in their name, and you got someone looking for a home. So divorce attorney can obviously help you connect with those people. So that is, a great idea all on its own. If you learned anything, from today, is go call some divorce attorneys.
Yep. And if you got access to some non-agency products, that story I told was true. That was a tough situation for that family. It was so amicable, 2 divorcees really working together to help get that kid in the school district. And there, what do you do? Like I think at one point the ex-spouse offered to prepay the alimony to show that was paid, and the lenders wouldn't take it. So, you make a common sense exception there and do the loan with 4 months support payments and get them into the house.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. The having options and being able to do things not always straight down the line and try to, use common sense. Like you said, it's like sometimes common sense is just not so common.
Yeah, well said, Yogi Berra. Yep, gotcha.
Yeah, it's definitely not. So, Steve, make sure you reach out to Jamie so you can get connected and go to the Oyster Bar there in Westerly.
Yeah,
that's
please.
A great opportunity. So don't miss out on that.
Awesome.
See any other questions? You got anything else you want to add? We still, like I said, got a few minutes here, so it's totally,
No, I appreciate it. I just, again, reach out with anything we can answer. We're unique in that we, again, underwrite our own stuff, make our own exceptions. Our head of credit, myself, we go back 30 years in 9 agencies. So we didn't just start doing this stuff 14 months ago. So we're very comfortable with it. And I'm sure we can help on some kind of scenarios. The niches of financing the fees or financing the realtor fee now. There's so much heat around that NAR ruling. It's a great door opener for an LO or originator to go to a new realtor shop and say, I don't know if you're affected by the NAR ruling or not, but I have this unique thing where we can finance the buyer's agent fee. I have to believe they're going to want to talk to you after that. Every LO is walking in saying, I can get you a down payment assistance program. Great. But nobody's walking in and saying, I can finance the buyer agent fee. Even if they don't want to use it, they almost have to ask you what the heck you're talking about.
Right. So at least it's a conversation starter, like you said.
Bingo. That's sales, right? What we pitch initially is what we always close initially. So.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I appreciate it very much for you joining us and giving us this information. And like I said, if anybody has questions, you can follow James on LinkedIn and find him there. And obviously, if you have any questions, reach out to him on email as well. So appreciate your time and for joining us, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Good seeing you. Appreciate it.
You too. Thank you. All right, everybody. So I'm going to bring on our next sponsor. Give me a second here to do that. My good buddy, Tommy. How are you, sir?
I am fan-frickin-tastic. Fantastic.
I'm sorry that my Iowa Hawkeye women had to do that to your Wisconsin Badgers last night.
I didn't even know, and it wouldn't make any difference. But so the Badgers got punished last night.
Yeah, in the Big Ten women's tournament, the women they beat them down pretty badly last night.
And that's
two in a row. They came to Iowa City Sunday and got beat down, and then showed up in Indianapolis for the Big Ten tournament and got beat down again. So
that's okay. That's okay. That's the price of living in the big city. Big city. Mitch, thanks for allowing us to sponsor today. We're gonna spend a little bit time talking about Google and Google reviews and how everybody needs this. This is our Google review card. This is something we're going to talk about. We're going to hopefully show how people can really level up their review game and get as many reviews as possible. So thanks for allowing me to talk about this, Mitch. I'm going to bring up my little my little presentation here. We're going to speed run through this. You know, how many of you guys out there have a Google business profile? I'm sure many of you do. Google sometimes doesn't make it easy for small businesses. That's kind of a bummer. So if you have a Google business profile, you know, you want to be able to maximize that as possible. How many 5-star reviews do you have? You know, some people have 5, some people have 10. I know people who have 500. You know, what's a 5-star review worth to your business? You know, there's a lot of people who are paying money for reviews. Please don't do that. Google knows. They know the IP addresses they're watching. They know the cadence. They know the whole 9 yards. Please don't do that. That's going to really ruin your product. There's an 8-step process to being able to do this, and we're going to speed run through this. But I would love to work with you and your company to help build reviews. You know, first you got to optimize your profile. You got to make sure your info's right there. You got to make sure you're asking the right questions. You got to add photos. Then you have to actually make asking reviews part of your process, part of the hustle. That's important. My Google business card is something easy. Whenever something's smile, I like to call this the point of smile card. Whenever someone's smiling, you pull this out of your pocket and you say, hey, do you want to leave me a review? You tap it on the back of their phone. It's going to open up right to the website, and they can scan the QR code. It's going to go right to your Google business profile so you can leave a review. I love it. 42, 53 and growing. Awesome. Thanks for that. You want to make sure it's easy to leave a review. You want to put your review link in some great places, email signature on your business card, wherever it happens to be. There's tools to be able to filter out negative reviews. You know, hey, how did I'm sorry I didn't do such a good job here. Ask before you get sent to the Google business profile, and you can do that. You can absolutely do that. You want to make sure respond to every single reviews without fail. Ron, okay, or Rory, I certainly will. I'll make sure to get this down before we go. So thank you for that. I'm going to take a little screenshot of that right now to make sure I got you, which I did. I appreciate you. Thank you. You want to make sure to showcase your reviews on your socials, and that can be automated. We want to make sure to leverage your reviews to rank more. Use a platform, use your CRM to help build those reviews, and that can be AI automated, and that can be AI powered, and we can make it really simple. And right now I'm offering 50% off my review cards. If you click this QR code and go, you can buy these cards. You can buy these cards as cheap as $27 a card. I offer, bulk discount, 3, 5, and 10. They're all right here. I have a huge, big pile of them, and these can make a difference. Maybe you want to, give these out to your partners. And say, hey, here's a gift for you. Instead of buying you a lunch, why don't I give you something you can actually use that's actually going to make a difference in your business? And so that's really what I had for you guys today. I'm very thankful to be a part of this event. I love Mitch. I love what's going on here. I love building your empire. And this card right here is a key to building your empire. Mitch, thank you.
Tommy, I think you might have to help me out with this, because I just had this idea yesterday and I posted it on social. It didn't go anywhere, but I'm going to try to reach out to people who have attended all my events in the past years, people that have spoken at my events, people that have sponsored my events, and start getting reviews, because
100%.
I want people to know how it is to attend. I want people to know how it is to be a sponsor like you, what you get from it. And I want to know, what did my platform do for some of these people that spoke at it? You know what I mean? I see some of the people that spoke at my event a few years ago that are just, taking big stages now and crushing it and, being coaches and doing all this. So, it'd be cool to get a reviews going and seeing like what impact that these events have on all aspects.
Friend, we need to talk. You know how to get a hold of me. Let's talk through that. And the beautiful part about it is Google reviews are free, cost you a donut hole. There's some mechanisms that cost you a little bit of money. The card obviously is a mechanism, but Google's free. And all you got to do is ask. And we got to be better askers. So, Mitch, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this. Congratulations on a huge event. And I appreciate being a sponsor.
Awesome. I appreciate you, Tommy. Have a great day, sir.